Hello everyone and welcome to another episode of Cinnamon Stitches. I am your yarn host Jennifer, and today we're talking about FOMO like a mofo, okay? If you don't know what FOMO is, it's FOMO. It stands for fear of missing out. Now, we also are celebrating Friday, and traditionally Fridays on my channel has been Yarn Porn Fridays, which means I show you all the yarny goodness on the Fridays that I have either gotten recently or have just purchased for myself, and I show you. And when Friday pops around and I don't have new yarn that I haven't already showed you, I get a little bit of I get my own FOMO. I get a little bit sad, and that is, I'm gonna be real honest, the hardest part of my job. The hardest part of being Cinnamon Stitches is FOMO. Because there are so many ridiculous amounts of videos of people going, look what's new, look what's new, look what's... I'm guilty of this. I just showed you the new Spice Shop yarn that's beautiful. So I have... Don't let me fool you, and don't feel bad for me, because... I chipped my fingernails, driving me crazy. I'm just going to sand it on my mouse board. I totally lost my train of thought. Oh yeah, don't feel bad for me, because I have yarn all the way around me. There's yarn everywhere that I can use, and I have all this beautiful Spice Shop I'm trying to figure out what I want to do with. I've talked about making a wrap, but currently I have not been able to crochet for the past like 3 days because I'm trying to rest my elbow. And whatever in the heck is wrong with my elbow, I'm trying to like let it calm down a little bit. I'm soaking it in Epsom salt baths. I'm taking an Epsom salt bath every other day because it helps dramatically with the pain. But next day I'm hurting again. I don't know. Like I said, I've told you guys, I'm not here to complain about that. It's what's going on in my life. I cannot crochet right now. And so that makes it even harder because all I want to do is sit and crochet. But, you know, Friday comes around and I just want to have a new yarn. And it's become an addiction to me, like, ooh, I need more, I need more, I need more. Cinnamon Stitches ain't got the money for more right now. Cinnamon Stitches has events coming up and things. Like next month, me and Juju are going to an event. But also at the end of the month is the Shenandoah Fiber Festival, which I've wanted to go for the past 5 years, and I never seem to make it. And I told Mr. Cinnamon, I'm going this year. Which might make my niece upset because it's the same weekend as family weekend at her college, but she's a senior, and I think family weekend is more for like underclassmen. So she's just gonna have to be cool with the fact that we're not coming up for family weekend this year. Although I didn't go last year either, because I went to an event with Juju. So because there's events coming up and because there's other things that I'm putting my money towards right now, like I ain't got money to buy yarn for Yarn Porn Friday, so we're just gonna sit here and talk about yarn. I mean, I can still show you all the pretties, right? We can discuss yarny things. One of the things I struggle with the most is because it seems like every other month everybody releases new yarn at the same time. And I don't know if that's the way it goes in the yarn industry, but there's like Premier Yarns will release 3-4 new yarns at once, right? Or within a month. And then Joann's has a bunch of new yarns out, including the Halloween yarn. Hang on, because a thought just crossed my mind and I need to check on something. Sorry, that reminded me of something. I had to go check on that. So I was looking, I'm scrolling through, and I'm like, all right, Michael's has all these new yarns, Joann's has all these new yarns, and like I'm seeing them pop up in videos, but also I'm seeing it pop up in my apps and emails and all that stuff, and it's so hard not to get overwhelmed with, oh, I want all of the yarns in all of the colors. Because let's face it, a lot of us feel that way. We want all the yarn in all the colors. Some of us will only buy yarn for a project when we have it in mind. And that is cool if that's how you are. I wish I was, but I'm not. I'm the kind where I come and I sit and I look. and I stare at my beautiful collection, and that gives me the inspiration. I'm like, okay, well, what can I make with all of these cakes of Karen? Because I have 5, none of which I've purchased for myself. And so, like, what can I make? I can make a nice blanket with that. I could hold it double. I could make something thicker with it. There's so much I can make with that. But I look up here and I'm like, oh, the new puzzle is up here. Like, what can I make? That's where I get my inspiration. That's where I draw my inspiration from. I look at what I have and I'm like, what could that possibly be? And I'm going to be real honest with you. There are yarns up there that have a purpose that when I get around to it, I remember that there's yarn up there that's the bougie, fancy, more expensive yarns that I got at clearance. I wanted to make a wearable with that. But it takes the right idea, the right pattern to make a wearable. And because it's a thin yarn, I'm like, okay, well, I know that that's going to take me a really long time. So it sits there until I feel like I am ready to make something that takes me 3 weeks. Because I don't like hanging on to a project for 3 weeks. Which is why I quit on knitting so much. Because I want desperately to have a knit sweater. I want to knit myself a sweater. I got halfway there. I knit that really cute shawl that could have been turned into a sweater like that. I just needed to buy like a bunch more yarn. And it's actually in the other room because I spilled wax on it, which I'm so mad at myself, but it's fine. So I was halfway to making myself a cute little sweater because I don't do long sleeve sweaters because I'm big and I'm hot all the time. And so I make cute little short sleeve sweaters. I know that I could, but that takes a certain level of commitment that I just am not ready to do just yet. I am drinking my first Dr. Pepper Zero in about 3 or 4 days. And it's not actually hitting the spot at all. So, that's fun. So yeah, I'm the type of person where it's like, I buy the yarns and then I figure out what to make with them later on because the yarn itself inspires me. Just like looking at this, I just want to put these all together. I want to put the spice shops together in one big project. And I want it to be colorful and funky and make no sense to anybody but me. Right? But that's a bulky yarn, and I just got done making 2 bulky projects that I will show you on Monday and talk more in detail about, and my arms are sore from it, so I'm like, we're just going to take a little break. And then I have this beautiful Happy Mail sitting on my desk. I have so many neons. Like, can you imagine a neon sweater? Like, my childhood is relived. I loved neons growing up. I still love them to this day. Tell me that would not be a fabulous sweater. Again, I need to have the willpower to commit to that kind of thing right now, and I just don't have it. I kind of want to make small things. Or I really want to work on that wrap. I really do. But I know that that's not responsible right now. It's for my health. It's not responsible to start a project like that right now. So I sit here today and I'm like, okay, now what? Now what? So, because I just made a beautiful sweater. I showed you guys my beautiful sweater. I showed you that on Monday. I have a pile of yarn right here. Let me just move. Ignore that. I'm throwing stuff on the floor apparently. I got this laundry basket. I got this laundry basket at Ollie's a while ago. It was like all of $6. It's a really nice laundry basket. It's filled with yarns, okay? And this is generally filled with either overflow. So, I don't know why this is in there. I don't know why this one's in there. Because this is a hand-dyed situation. I'm almost positive. And I think that it has a match. So I'm not sure why this is in there. And it smells like my laundry soap. So I know this is one of my hand-dyeds. Because I have a couple of the... I know why it's out. I know why it's out. I have no idea. So there was 3 of these in total. And 2 of them were not mine. They were from back when Knitpicks was around. Was it Knitpicks? Is Knitpicks the right... Knit Crate. Knit Crate. When Knit Crate was around, and they were sponsoring boxes for me. They sent me some, and I had 2 of them that were close to this color, and I thought they were all the same, but this one is my hand dyed, and those 2 were a different weight. So I caked those up with the intention of using them, and I don't know what I did with them. I think they're over there. And then we have, this is Knitpicks. This is Knitpicks. Not to be confused with Knit Crate. This is a scrap piece of yarn. Don't know why this is in there either, because I don't generally work with browns. I think I got this one. I think I pulled this out because I was going to use it in a project. I was working on something and I have no idea what I was working on. I have this in the brown shades and in the burgundy shades and in the gray shades. And they're back here in these square buckets. I got these at a thrift store situation. I think it was a reuse store. This, see, I'm still showing you yarn, and I didn't even intend to show you what was in this basket. This is yarn for washcloths that I was going to make you know what? I could probably make washcloths today. I don't necessarily like making them, but my niece loves this kind of washcloth. She's somewhere on, she's either on the spectrum, she's neurodivergent of some sort. She refuses to go get diagnosed. I know for a fact. I raised the child, okay? She is very particular about weird stuff. So her shoes have to be super, super tight. I don't know why. And this is this is a neurodivergent thing, because little man also does not like socks, and Mr. Cinnamon insists on socks being worn with tennis shoes, and little man hates them because if you get the kind with the seam across the toe, Hermione was the same way. The seam has to be just right, or they like constantly are taking their shoe off and adjusting their socks. Little kids with neurodivergence do this as well. And so I have just eliminated him wearing socks, which is a constant battle between me and Mr. Cinnamon, okay? Because I've already been through 18 years of this with my niece, right? She has learned that she can wear specific types of socks. You know, the socks with the seam around. If your toes are like this, the seam is here instead of here. She prefers those type of socks. But her shoes still have to be tied really, really super tight. Another one of her weird things is that she likes, when she washes herself, to scrub her skin off. Which is stupid because she has really bad eczema, to where like it's way worse than mine. She again refuses to get treated for these things. But she's an adult, so I can't make her because she's 20. She prefers these kinds of washcloths that are homemade, that are, this one's not scratchy, this one is cotton. This one actually feels like fringe on blue jeans is what this feels like. But I paid $4.99 for this big giant ball at Ollie's, and I have 2 of those, I think, with the intention of just making washcloths. I like those washcloths. I don't like making them, but I do for her. And I like having them around the house. And if you know about the situation that happened in the garage in front of my washing machine, and you will know how Mr. Cinnamon likes to think that some of my crocheted washcloths are disposable, you will know that ever so often I have to make all new washcloths because of those 2 things have collided. If you know, you know, okay? So, what else is in here? There's scrap. I found them. Oh, they're in here. Apparently they're in here. See, these are the yarns I told you I caked up. I thought these were all 3 the same, and you could tell they're clearly not. These 2 are from Knit Crate. This one is a hand-dyed situation. I think mine is prettier than the Knit Crate personally, but they clearly don't go together. But I cake these up to use them, and I don't know what I was going to make with them. Sometimes I'll cake up yarn. I'm like, I need to do something with it, and then it ends up in this bucket. But a lot of what's in here is leftovers or scraps. But big, giant scraps. So I could not for the life of me remember what I made out of the red, white, and blue yarn. And then you guys reminded me that I made the Uncle Sam hat. So this is what's left over from the Uncle Sam hat. Almost full balls of red and blue. I used the white entirely because I used the white in another project. And I don't remember what I used that in. Don't you hate when this happens? Like you get a tangle. I can't stand when it gets all tangly. This is another thrift store situation. I like the old baby yarn. I don't know why. I prefer older baby yarn to the newer baby yarn. I will use the older baby yarn for, I like the way that the colors are. Like the newer baby yarn, they don't go this pastel. They just don't. And it's not white, it's clearly rainbow. But they don't do this pastel, like barely at all. It's hard to find in the stores. So when I find the really, really pastel-y stuff, I go for that in the stores. And I actually have a whole bucket down there, which we're not pulling out, which is mostly speckled or really pastel-y baby yarn. It's a whole bucket down there. And then, you guys remember I used all my jeans yarn and then I ordered more because I thought I didn't have enough to finish whatever project I was making. I think it was a top. I have no idea what I did with that. I think I made a shirt, right? Not a clue. I make so much crap I don't even remember. I know that it's in my closet, but I ordered more of the jeans yarn from Lion Brand because I thought I didn't have enough, and then I had enough, so really I just replaced exactly the amount of yarn that I used. Okay. I also have, these are two different amigurumi kits. So I bought, actually I think this one was gifted to me. This is the Disney Classic Crochet Amigurumi kit. And then the Winnie the Pooh one. I don't remember if I bought or if this was gifted to me. I rarely make amigurumi. I gotta be in the mood. And I'm afraid to make Disney ones because I'm afraid they're not gonna look right. Because it's like, Disney has a very specific look. So both of the kits entirely are in this Ziploc bag. Why? I don't know. My little red hen is in here. Red hen. Red hen. We got scraps. Got scraps. This is almost a full cake of scraps. This was used for the Funshine bag. There are also several balls that I pulled out because when I was finishing the Funshine bag, I wanted the top of the bag to be all one color and I wanted the strap of the bag to be all one color. So I color controlled, I pulled it out and I cut the different colors apart. So I actually have almost a whole cake here and then balls from the other cake up there. So I need to honestly put them all on my cake machine and just make one giant cake and call it a day. This is more scraps. This is Hobie yarn. I think this is Universe XL. And it's left over from a hat I made. This yarn is gorgeous. I would love a bunch more of those cakes, but ain't in the cards. My little yarn condom thing. With the leftover comfy yarn from the MJ's Off the Hook project. There's regular cottons in here. I have. Hang on. It's such a weird combination of the yarns that are in here, and they're not all scraps. Half a ball of the party yarn. I have no idea what I did with the other part of this ball. I know I used it for something. I don't recall making anything with this yarn. I have no idea. Not a clue. I got the Big Twist Prism in here that I think I worked up a swatch because it's partially used. I think I worked up a swatch for a video. But is this not beautiful? I love the prism and it's so ridiculously soft. But I also have the Big Twist winter yarn from last year, which these don't go together at all, but like it's so pretty. But I have it in the blue and the white. Thought that was a bug. I don't know, a piece of cardboard or something. Glittery. So we have 3 of those to make a project with. I have bits and pieces of the chenille bright. See, there's cardboard in here. You saw that? I don't know where it went. It dropped out on me. The basic chenille brights, which apparently I made something out of this too. Don't have a clue. Not a clue. What I like to do when my balls are like kind of deflated is I pinch it and fold it over, and then I wrap the outside around it. And then this is all the Parfait Chunky. I don't think I'm going to use any of this. I don't work with Parfait. Parfait is not my favorite. I'm going to be real honest. And I've said that openly. Like, I like most of Premier Yarns yarn, but I don't like the Parfait, and I don't like blanket style yarn. I don't like velvet style yarn a whole lot. Do I have any more of those in here? No. And I didn't know I had this in here. This stuff, Mary Maxim Super Soft, they released this, and they put it on a really good clearance on Mary Maxim like last year, and I bought a couple of them because it was a really good deal, and it's really soft and fluffy. And then I turned them in, I put them in the knitting machine, and I made scarves and a hat out of this stuff. This stuff is so nice. It works up so beautifully. And I knew that I had another ball, but I couldn't find it, so I didn't put it into the project, and now I found it. So now that's probably going to go in the knitting machine. And I'm assuming that's from me. Just one ball of hot pink. That can go with the other neons. This don't belong in there at all. This goes along with the really pastel-y yarns, and I have like 5 more of these because I bought a bunch. This is the Loops and Threads Flex yarn in the color, there's Soft Rainbow, and it's so baby pastel, like you can barely see that it's rainbowy, but it's much like the other one. And I bought a bunch of this, and if you guys were around last year, you'll remember the story. I found this at a store, and I bought the only 3 balls they had because it was brand new. And then I went from Michael's to Joann's, and I remember being on the outside of my van with the door open, and I felt like something hit my leg. Okay? Closed the door, got in the van, drove off. When I got home, I realized these were missing. And then it occurred to me, I bet they fell out in the Joann's parking lot. So we drove back up to Joann's to look in the parking lot. And I park on the side of Joann's towards the back. I don't park in the main parking lot. Nobody parks over there. Nobody. Not even the employees. There just happened to be a car pulled up there, but in an unnatural fashion. And she saw us coming and hurried up and drove to the other end of the parking lot and parked. And I was like, I bet she just picked my yarn up. And I did not confront her, but I probably should have. We drove up and parked next to her, and we're looking at it. She never got out. And I'm like, I bet she has my yarn, but I don't want to confront her because I don't want to be crazy. And then I went looking for more of this, and it took me like a couple of weeks to find more of this at a different Michael's. Searching and searching and searching, and I still haven't used it. So that don't actually belong in here. I need to find where the other balls are and put it with its sisters, because this is, I believe this was sent to me in Happy Mail. And I believe it was sent to me in Happy Mail from Belgium. That's what I believe. And I have some more of these up there, so these need to go, this needs to go up there. But is this not beautiful? It is Katya 100% U, Y-O-U. 70% acrylic, 30% wool. Recommends 5.5 millimeter hook. It looks like a thin number 3. But it's beautiful. It's beautiful. So maybe it's in there because I'm like, you need to use this yarn. Like, why is it just sitting there? I don't know what this is. Not a clue. But that kind of goes with this. Two different kind of yarns though. This one's really, really soft. I don't know what this is. It is donut shaped. Does anybody recognize this yarn? Not a clue. I also don't know what this is, but these would be beautiful in a project together. I think this is Furl's yarn. I could be wrong about that, but I think I need to pull the knitting machine out today if my arms can handle it. Baby yarn from the 70s. A big ball of black yarn. This is just basic acrylic. I think this is just yarn. I think that's left over from a project. This one is white, but this is thick. This is Loops and Threads. Ring spun. And I know I have some more ring spun over there in an actual color. So we're going to keep the white because that could be an accent color. We're almost down to the bottom. Only got a couple left. Soft and Sleek and white from Hobby Lobby. Highlights in the color Spa, which is sparkly from Hobby Lobby. Guppy from Willow, which is Hirschner's. This stuff is really soft. I think I had a whole pack of this, and I think I put all but one in a mystery box. So if you have some of this, I have one too. So we have like this part of the same pack. So you know, I kept a little piece of it. This is Lion Brand. This is leftover from a top I did. I think this is Anya, is what I believe that. Isn't that gorgeous? Should make myself a hat. And then last but not least in the bucket is Fibra Natura Cobblestone. This was, I bought this because I believe I saw it on Creative Grandma. In the color Tulip. This is 100% superwash merino wool. It's beautiful. And let's see, 612 yards. It's enough to make a small shawl. It would be enough to make a wrap. It would be enough to make a lacy open work cardigan. So like the tulip cardigan, or where's the other cardigan that I did the tutorial for? I did it for Mary Maxim Week. Do you guys remember? Sunshine's and Rainbow or something like that. That would be beautiful. That would be super fun. So that's what's in my bucket. So you guys got yarn porn anyway. I think I do need to put some of these yarns somewhere else and put them. Some of these are one-ofs. I know that this belongs with its mate, so we're gonna keep that one out. Some of these are just scrap balls, which I have a small bag of scrap balls up there. I should probably put the scrap balls together. I think that's a good idea. This one is from a project I recently used. I don't remember what yarn this is. It's multiple color. I don't. Is this the gradient yarn from Lion Brand? I feel like it might be. And again, I don't remember what I made with the gradient yarn. Well, at least I gave myself a little bit of inspiration of what I could do with some of these. Aside from putting them away where they belong. What do you do with leftovers? Share with me. I would like to know what you do with leftover yarns. Do you have a bucket like this where you throw everything in? Do you have a bag? What I was doing for a while is if I had a little bit of yarn left over in a project, I would try to fit it into the project somewhere, or I would, these have a place, but we're just going to put it back in there for now. That way I have room on the desk. I need to figure out where to put my neons. I really want to turn that into something. That's pretty. And these are also left over from a project. Those can go in there because there's not enough to make anything with those. But like bits and bobs like this, I tend to just throw away. because what are you gonna do with that? I don't know why. I have like quite a few sitting on my desk. I don't know why. The white yarn I was just talking about a minute ago. This is enough to do trim on something, but I have to ball that up because that's not cute. So, what do you guys do with your leftovers? I used to take, and if I had just like a little bit like that left over, I would just try to add on like a little bit of an extra border, or no matter what I was making, I would try to fit it in. So I used every scrap. And actually the blanket that you're gonna see on Monday that I made this week, I'm gonna show you, I actually did that with that blanket. I had a little bit of yarn left over and I was like, I'm not putting this in my scrap pile. We're just gonna continue around the corner and I did a partial border in single crochet so that it doesn't necessarily stand out, but I used every bit of scrap yarn that I had in it, so I didn't have leftovers. I do that a lot. Not as often as I would like. And some projects you just can't add that little bit extra in there. Now if there's a significant amount like this, I will sometimes make a magic cake where I will, like I was explaining with this, I will reassemble or make a brand new cake by putting scraps together. I tie them together, I put them on my caker and I cake them up, and then it's a magic cake. It's a one-of-a-kind yarn that no one will ever have that colorway, and I will do that so that I'm not wasting scraps. But those little tiny bits I generally I get rid of. You can also chop them up and use them for stuffing, for amigurumi, or for a pillow or anything like that, a dog bed. Like, you can use your scraps for that, but I don't do that because I have a ginormous box of stuffing in my garage. I know why I kept those. I know why I kept those, because when you spin yarn, you can chop up bits of acrylic and make tweed. So you just mix them in with the fibers, like on my blending board, and you can make tweedy yarn, which is something, I think that's why I kept those on the desk. So that's probably something we're going to do in the future. We're going to have a video where I make tweedy yarn. I want to do a whole series on start to finish on how to make yarn, but that is going to take me a long time to do everything because it's a long process to turn wool into yarn. And I'm not talking about wool straight off the sheep because I ain't doing that right now. I don't have a sheep. I'm not skirting no wool. I'm not cleaning right now in my life, that's not gonna happen. So what I want to do is show you the process from the white wool, which I have a bunch of. I want to do a video on me dyeing it. I want to do a video on me spinning it up, or me turning the wool into rolag to spin. I want to go through like a whole week of just, this is how yarn is made videos. I think that will be a lot of fun. And if not a whole week, like a 3-day thing, but that's going to take some serious time to film because sitting here talking to you is the easiest part of the job, but when we're going outside or we're setting up somewhere else, we're actually doing something while filming, that is a lot of work. And it's a lot of extra work, and it's a lot of extra editing, and it's a lot of trying to make sure everything looks right, and sometimes it's refilming. And that's something I've been planning that for a couple months now. It's something I want to do. So if you see another channel pop up with that, they copied my idea, and just call them out on it. I'm just playing, don't do that. Totally unnecessary. And what should I make with this? This is a super fine #1, but I absolutely could twist this together and make it sport weight or a little bit thicker than sport weight. I think there's probably 400 yards on each cake. So I either have 800 yards, or if I twisted them together, I would still have 400 yards, but I would have 400 yards of like a DK weight. Because I feel like that would be so pretty marbled together. Ideas, people, ideas. And this, I feel like this needs to be in a stripey project. don't even know if they're the same weight. Nope. This one is thicker. I wish I knew what this was. I feel like this is a Mary Maxim yarn, but it's ridiculously soft. Not a clue. But those colors are beautiful. And then this one I need to deal with, this one I need to deal with, and this one I need to deal with. Because those have something else in mind. And there's dog hair all over my desk now. So, I hope you enjoyed this yarn porn video. Even though it was not technically brand new yarns. Listen guys, I'm just going to say this outright. You don't need to buy all the brand new yarns when they're on the market. You really don't. And sometimes, even if you have a very small laundry basket size stash, dig in it for inspiration. Because I just got inspired. I really would like to turn this into something today. I don't know what. I would like to start something with it. It's beautiful. I'm probably going to put it up there with his cousin. But at least it got me thinking. It got me motivated for some ideas. Like, this is going to turn back into a cake. But now I'm thinking, like, how cool would it be if I mixed some of that white in with it that I just balled up? Right? And then this needs to find its mates, which I have no idea where it's at, which is going to be a struggle. I feel like it's over on this shelf. This shelf. I feel like they're in there. So I'm definitely feeling like specifically this shelf right here, because I'm looking and I'm seeing the Loops and Threads ombre yarns, and I think it's in with that. And the ombres are in this teal one right here. So that gives me a homework assignment to do for today. And then tomorrow while you're watching this, because I'm filming this on Thursday, tomorrow on Friday I have to film my Monday Makes videos. And hopefully by then I have started a new project. I've also really got inspired by this sweater that I made to start working with more of the fuzzy furry yarns, because that's the color on my halo from last year. And I have 3 more in different colors, but I also have latte cakes up there, and boy do I want to use the latte cakes. And I also have some discontinued red heart yarn that is very similar to the latte cakes, and I have it in royal purple and hot pink and gray. And I'm just like, my brain is boiling over with ideas of what I want to do. I wish I had more arms. My mom always said that. I wish I had more arms. I don't wish I had more arms. I wish I had less pain. And I would start on a project right now. But we're getting through the days as they come. I really hope to inspire you to really dig through your stash and get inspiration from that, instead of watching all the videos where it's new all the time. And I know that I'm guilty of showing you guys new. Like, I love when Premier specifically releases new yarn, because Premier has been my company since the beginning of me starting crochet. And I really love their yarns, and I always have. And so when Premier releases a new yarn, I get over the moon. I just want all of it, because it's not, when it comes to like Joann's and Michael's, they are constantly either coming out with new stuff, or they're regurgitating stuff from the past 3 years and saying, oh, look at this brand new yarn, but it's just new colors. And I don't get swept up into that, because I'm like, I have it from last year and the colors were fine last year. We didn't need new colors this year. And so I don't get caught up in that as much as like when Premier Yarns comes out with a brand new yarn. Even though there's something from Universal Yarns, which is their mother company or sister company, I get excited with the Premier Yarns names, because A, Premier Yarns is cheaper than Universal Yarns, even if it's the same yarn base. Universal Yarns, like, it'll be the same yarn. They put it to the they put a higher price tag on it, and they send it to the local yarn shops, you know, the bougie yarns. It's the same yarn. Like, Major is Puzzle at a higher price tag. I don't know if you know that. Major is Puzzle. So but, and this reminds me a lot of what did I say it was from Universal? I want to say Color Block. That's not the name of it. something color. And that has been discontinued for a while, but it reminds me of that yarn, and I know from experience that that makes beautiful, colorful hats and shawls and wraps and all that good stuff. Except this is a super bulky 6, and the other one was just a 4-weight. I like to every once in a while, every couple of weeks, just come in here and show you guys a bucket and say, hey, look, let's dig through our stash today. And I'm giving you homework this weekend. Dig through your stash and find something you forgot you had and try to make something with it. If you just make a small hat, cool. If you find cotton and you want to make a washcloth, what did I do with that yarn? Did I put it back? Well, I lost it already. What did I do with it? It's right here. I need to leave that out because that needs to be washcloths. And this is something I can work on today. I used to make a washcloth. Find inspiration from what you already have, and don't get wrapped up in the FOMO. Don't get wrapped up in the gotta have all the news. Oh my god, there's new anniversary cakes, I need it, but I already have one that I haven't used yet. Don't get wrapped up in that, because I did. I have an anniversary cake here, and I have one on my shelf. They're gonna turn into a really big blanket, but don't get wrapped up in it. It's gotta be new all the time. Because the brand new Halloween yarn from Joann's is sitting right here. It's the same exact yarn from last year. They just re-released it and they're like, new! No, it's not. It's right there. And I've had it since last year and I have not made anything with it. But tell me it wouldn't be cute with some of these neons. I mean, if this doesn't scream Halloween, I don't know what does. Now, if they would just come out with a proper neon blue and a proper neon purple. My Scentsy dealer is trying to get me to buy stuff. I don't have money. I also have way too many Scentsy bars. Oh my god, I have too many. I have one of these one of these boxes filled with Scentsy bars because for like 2-3 holidays in a row, like my kids all got me Scentsy bars or wax melts from Walmart, and every time Grace finds out they have Disney stuff, she's messaging me like, oh, we got new Disney. I know, but I don't need any more wax melters. Like, I don't need. God help me. I also don't like a lot of, like, my fragrance of choice with wax melts. This is another thing I need to stop hoarding up. I like fruity. I hate the smell of like cake or graham crackery smell and stuff, or like the cookie. Something about it is yuck to me. I also don't like really perfumey or flowery smells because I'm really sensitive to that. Like, I'll get a headache and I'll get like my nose gets all congested and stuff from flowery smells. And I don't like musk and I don't like woody smells. So it's just really like really sweet smells or like fruity smells. And I got a strawberry wax melt in there right now that has like an alcohol. It smells like strawberry wine, like cheap Boone's Farm strawberry wine. It's got like just a mild alcohol undertone, and I really do not like it. So I'm using it up today because I'm super stuffy and can barely smell it. That's a hard thing. Like, I love Scentsy, don't get me wrong, but the fact that I can't go in the store and smell them, and then I buy them, I'm like, ooh, I don't really like that one. Or I bought one that was in a pack that I didn't think I would like because it's like a fresh scent, and it smells like the Grand Floridian Resort at Disney World, which we have never stayed at that resort, but we have visited that resort a lot for either meals or to go shopping at the Bath Bomb place, White Basin, that's in that resort. And so the smell is like really nice like that resort. So I'm like, okay, I like this one. I'm gonna order 3 more. Because those wax melts go bad so fast. Like, you use them and like the next day they're already lost their scent. What they need to do is sell refresher oils, so you can leave the wax in there and just like drop in the scent. You know what I'm talking about. But see, I know that they're not going to do that, because then that would have people making their own candles using the refresher scents, and then they'd be selling it. It's just like Scentsy, blah blah blah. You know, because you know how people are. You know as well as I do. So yeah, I hope you guys enjoyed this video. I actually have fun going through my yarn and showing you guys what we have. If I turned and showed you, so I have all of these boxes, the cardboard foldable boxes that are from, I got those mostly from Amazon. But then I have milk crates on this shelf, but then I have the buckets, okay? And those buckets are 11-gallon, nope, 12-gallon flip top. I got the buckets from Home Depot. So I have 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6 just in a stack right here. I have 4 more on top of this bookshelf. I have another one right here. So as you can see, Cinnamon Stitches does not need more yarn. And sometimes it's beneficial to go through my buckets and see what's in there so that I can say, oh, I remember. And sometimes those turn into mystery boxes. They absolutely do. Because there's a bucket over there specifically, and not a ball of yarn that's in that bucket did I purchase, because it was stuff that was sent to me in Happy Mail, because it was a specific neon yarn I loved. And so I got it in like 8 different Happy Mail boxes. So everybody like sent me what they were able to get in the sale, which is so cool. Like, it's so amazing. And then I have that bucket I showed you over there. It's actually filled with Karen cakes. And it's funny because that used to be my Premier Yarn of the Week box. So I took all of my Premier Yarns that I was going to feature on the PL videos, and I would keep them in that bucket so that I knew where they were when I was like, hey, this week for PL, we're going to feature Spice Shop. So the Spice Shop would go in there, and I would pull it out, and then I would put it in the stash when I was done showing you, because I'm like, hey, I already showed that yarn. It doesn't need to be in the PL box. But now there's not even any Premier Yarns in that box. It's all Karen cakes. Which is another thing, like, I buy the Karen cakes because they're beautiful, and I never use them. I never use them. And I have some of the, what is that, the cinnamon swirl cakes. I can see I have at least 3 over there, and I know that the purple and peach one, I have like 3 of that one. And then I never know what to make with those. I struggle, like, I want to, they're beautiful, but I have a really hard time using cakes or coming up with ideas for cakes because they're self-striping. So you have to make it in a project where you're not going to see the striping break, you know, because that just looks ugly. So it takes extra planning and extra, you have to think harder when you have a self-striping yarn. Like, what stitch can I do with this so there's not hard breaks in the middle of the row? Which is where the Funshine bag came from, and Luke's blanket, and now Luke's scarf, which is over there, which that stitch works really good for self-striping yarn. But I'm always like confused, like, what do I do with the cakes? I love them. I buy them up. What do I do with them? Because again, I don't like the hard breaks, and I want it to look uniform. I love them and I collect them, but I never know what to do. I never know what to do. And then, like, the new puzzle yarn, I want to make a blanket out of the puzzle so bad. I want to do, like, the colored puzzle with the solid puzzle, and I want to, like, I'm thinking corner to corner, because I just like the way the striping looks on the corner to corner when you do the puzzle yarn. I just think it would be so pretty. And then I saw a tutorial for a corner-to-corner blanket where, like, every 4th row or something, she did open work. So it's corner-to-corner, but with, like, blocks that are open in it. And I'm like, oh, and I don't remember who did the tutorial, but I'm like, that looks cool. Like, I want to do that. I want to make that blanket. And I saved the tutorial, but I don't have my phone, like, open to go search for it. But I totally want to make that blanket. But again, because I'm having such arm strength weaknesses, because I'm having a lot of pain in my joints and stuff, I cannot start a blanket right now. I just finished one and it was very painful, and I'm not doing that to myself again. So whatever I need to work on, got to be small, like a washcloth. And I don't even know if they still make this scrub off from Bernat Handicrafter because it was clearanced out. But I think that's going to make really nice looking washcloths because it's got really pretty colors. And I also have in my cotton bucket, wherever I put that, it's up there. I have blue jean colored, like denim colored, this and this, cotton. So I could totally mix those with this. But I have to wait till Mr. Cinnamon gets down because I'm not going to... Those buckets are at the 9-foot ceiling and I'm not 6 foot. So there's no way my arm span is reaching up that high. And I will not stand on a ladder. I will not stand on a chair. So I got to wait till he gets home so he can help me get that down. He's only this much taller than me. But for some reason, like a lot of his length is in his arms. So he can reach up way higher than me to get my buckets down. It's absolutely killing me that I can't make more things because I'm feeling really creative right now. And I just want to sit and just start 8 projects. And like, you know, I want to make a tutorial for the Spice Shop yarn. It's killing me that I can't. Anyway, I'm going to shut up. I'm going to let you guys go. I'm going to edit and upload this video. And I think I'm going to make a washcloth. And that means I need to find a hook because I do not use my acrylic hooks on this type of yarn. They don't go together. They don't like each other. I'm going to find this one's mate and this one's mate. I'm going to find the rest of that cake. We're going to go from there. Alright guys, I hope you have a blissful weekend. I hope you get to crochet to your heart's content. Let me check the weather because I really, really want to go out this weekend. I also saw in the Facebook group, if you're not in the Facebook group, you should absolutely join. But if you don't answer all 3 questions correctly, I am not admitting anyone in. You got to answer all 3 questions. And bonus points if you come up with something really creative to the answer of who is Cinnamon Stitches, because I really like reading those. What did I just open my phone for? The weather. The weather. In the Facebook group, they were posting that the big giant Just Yarns are at the $1.25 tree. And if you don't know, that's just the Dollar Tree because they upped the price to $1.25. Oh, it's going to be 106 degrees today. Let's see. Oh, it's supposed to cool down. It's supposed to rain and the temperature will not drop a whole lot though. It's still going to be in the upper 80s all weekend. Ooh, it's going to be in the 70s next weekend. That's going to be fantastic. Anyway, the big Just Yarn balls that are like this big are going to be at the Dollar Tree for $5. I don't even remember how much they cost on Premier's website. But I wanted to go check that out because even if, that's not the right website, even if they are more money than they are on Just Yarn, on Premier's website, you're saving shipping. Yeah, they're $6.99. Is it? No. Is it that? Yeah, it's the Just Yarn. I thought these were cheaper. The big giant Just Yarns. I made a blanket out of these. Comes in some really fun colors. So the regular price is $6.99 through Premier Yarns, but I have seen pictures of them at the Dollar Tree for $5 a ball. Right now they're on sale, $5.59 on Premier Yarns. But $5 a ball, and you don't have to pay shipping, and you can actually feel the yarn. So you can feel whether it's like soft or not, because some of the Just Yarn is softer than others. Like certain colors are softer than the other ones, so you can go in there and actually like squish the balls. I really would love to find that in store. I'm super excited about that because they've had the small balls of Just Yarn at the Dollar Tree for a long time now. And I get tired of using the small balls and connecting them together. And so I stopped buying the yarn from the Dollar Tree because the price is not that much great. I mean, yardage to yardage, it's the same price as if you bought a bigger ball. It really is not, you're not saving a lot. But it's the Dollar Tree, so you can buy a skein of yarn for $1 at a time if you don't have like the budget for yarn. And that's all you can afford is $1 today. You can go and crochet that dollar's worth till you have another $1, right? $1.25 now. But $5 for that big ball like that is so exciting to me. Also, because Premier Yarns is not in a lot of stores. Walmart carries the puzzle, and they used to carry the Serenity. I don't know if they still do. I don't go to Walmart. I hate Walmart. And it's cheaper at Walmart for and they carry the bloom sometimes. And also Hobby Lobby carries the bloom, I believe, still. So you can find it, but Premier Yarns is not wildly available at stores. So to see those big giant balls at the Dollar Tree made me so excited. So now I have to go to all of my local Dollar Trees, and we have a lot in the area. But also I'm probably going to drive out to Culpeper to go to the Dollar Tree Plus store that's out there, because we have with it from here to my freeway, there are 1, 2, 3, 4 Dollar Trees from here to the freeway. 4 Dollar Trees. Not one of them is a Dollar Tree Plus. And I know there's another Dollar Tree in King George. And then there's Dollar Trees over by 5 Mile Fork. There's Dollar Tree down there. None of these stores are Dollar Tree Plus that I have seen. So I got to go all the way out to Culpeper, and they have a Dollar Tree Plus. So I'm going to check a few different stores and see if any of my local stores has the $5 ball. Because I will absolutely, that will be a video, and that will be a shopping spree video. Like, hey, let's look shopping. With all of that, I do hope you have a really nice weekend. I hope that I have a fun weekend. Hopefully I get to go to the Dollar Tree this weekend, because me and little man are chomping at the bit to get out of the house. And it's been a really busy week. It's just been crazy for everybody. And I need to get out of the house. And with that, I will see you guys Monday for Monday Makes. And I will see the members on Saturday. I don't know what we're going to talk about, but I never do. So, I will see you guys when I see ya. Bye, guys.